Welcome to While We Were Distracted, the podcast where we explore topics that often get overshadowed in the rush of daily life.
Welcome to the deep dive. Some fascinating stuff you sent over this time.
Pyramids,
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla,
Yeah.
and some kind of lost energy source.
Sounds familiar.
I gotta say,
I am.
intrigued
Yeah.
and a little skeptical. But that's what we do, right?
No, so
Get to the bottom of things.
whenever you start mixing ancient history and cutting edge science,
Things tend to get a little speculative.
right.
So let's see what we're working with here.
Okay, so we are deep diving into a YouTube video.
From the Y-Files. It's called Tesla Knew the Secret of the Great Pyramid, Unlimited Energy to Power the World.
Catchy.
I know, right?
But the core idea here, what if the Great Pyramid wasn't just a tomb?
But something more.
Yeah, the video, it starts by poking holes in that traditional tomb theory.
Okay.
And it points out how incredibly precise the construction is.
We're talking perfect alignment with the cardinal directions.
And the dimensions mirror the Earth's proportions with incredible accuracy.
Wow.
I mean, that alone suggests some serious knowledge, even by today's standards.
Right. And for something supposedly built as a tomb, it's weirdly minimalist inside.
Exactly.
Like, where are the hieroglyphics?
The elaborate murals you see in other tombs.
There's nothing.
Not even a single mummy has ever been found in the Great Pyramid.
And then there's the choice of materials.
They went all the way to a quarry hundreds of miles away
Really?
for Tura limestone.
Okay.
Now, this particular limestone, it's a fantastic insulator. Odd choice for a tomb, wouldn't you say?
Unless you wanted to control some kind of energy flow.
Oh.
Now that's interesting. And it gets even weirder when you look at the granite they used in certain chambers.
Uh-huh.
We're talking granite loaded with quartz crystals.
Right.
Remember those piezoelectric crystals we talked about?
The ones that generate electricity under pressure,
Yeah.
to put it simply.
Imagine squeezing a crystal and getting a spark.
The video suggests that the sheer weight of the pyramid on those quartz-rich stones, it could create a constant electrical charge.
Okay, now that's where it gets really interesting.
And this is where Nikola Tesla comes in.
We all know Tesla.
The electricity pioneer,
Right.
obsessed with wireless power,
But was he?
inspired by the ancients.
The video definitely seems to think so.
They draw these parallels between Tesla's Wardenclyffe Tower,
Right.
his ambitious project for wireless energy transmission,
Right.
and the potential function of the Great Pyramid.
Okay.
Both involved harnessing energy,
Possibly from underground water sources.
using conductors made of copper and iron. It's almost like the video suggests that Tesla might have been trying to replicate an ancient technology he'd rediscovered.
Okay, hold on. So they're suggesting that Tesla was inspired by the pyramids.
That's a bold claim.
But let's say just for a second,
That the pyramids were some kind of ancient power plant.
how on earth would that even work?
That's where the video, it kind of dives into some pretty out there concepts.
Okay.
Particularly the power of sound, vibration, and resonance.
Okay, I'm all for a little out there. What's the theory?
They basically paint this picture of the pyramid acting like a giant ancient amplifier.
Drawing on natural energy sources and then, like, cranking them up.
Sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'm picturing lasers shooting out of the top.
Not quite lasers, but they talk about sound waves
Okay.
from underground aquifers.
Like those flowing through the bedrock beneath the pyramid?
Could have been channeled up through the structure.
Okay, I see where they're going with this.
So they're using the pyramid shape to, like, focus the energy.
Right, and then there's the Queen's Chamber.
They suggest it might have been used to generate hydrogen gas,
Hydrogen.
possibly as a fuel source.
Wow, what kind of evidence do they have for that?
They point to traces of certain chemicals,
Found in the chamber.
which could be byproducts of a hydrogen production process.
But it's pretty speculative.
Fair enough. So we've got sound waves, hydrogen, what else?
Then there's the Grand Gallery.
That long sloped passageway leading to the king's chamber. They suggest it was designed to resonate at a specific frequency,
Okay.
440 hertz,
Some people believe that's the Earth's natural resonant frequency.
like a harmonic hum of the planet,
Interesting. So this gallery is like a tuning fork.
amplifying the Earth's vibrations.
That's the theory.
And at the very heart of it all,
You have the King's Chamber.
lined with those massive granite blocks,
Right.
they believe it acted like a Helmholtz resonator,
Okay.
a chamber specifically designed to amplify sound waves.
So all this energy, focused and amplified, culminating in the King's Chamber.
What'd they do with it all? Do they have, like, ancient Egyptian smartphones I don't know about?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
The video suggests that the energy could have been used for all sorts of purposes,
Like what?
from powering their civilization to
You're not going to believe this.
communicating with other pyramids across the globe.
Okay, now they've lost me.
Intercontinental pyramid texting. That's a little far-fetched, even for me.
But I have to admit, even if it's just a fraction as powerful as they claim,
The implications of this kind of technology are huge,
clean, limitless energy.
right from the Earth itself.
But do they have any hard evidence to back up these claims?
Or are we just talking about a bunch of what-ifs and maybes?
That's a great question.
And to be fair to the video, they do cite a couple of scientific studies
Okay.
from 2018 and 2019.
Oh, really? What did the studies find?
These studies did show that the Great Pyramid can focus electromagnetic energy at specific frequencies.
Similar to what the video suggests.
So it's not total pseudoscience then.
There's some actual research to suggest the pyramid could act as a sort of energy conduit.
Right.
But that's a long way from proving it was actually designed to do that, right?
Exactly. And that's where
You know, we need to be cautious.
about jumping to conclusions
Right.
while these studies are intriguing.
They don't tell us anything about the intent behind the pyramid's construction.
Right.
I mean, it's entirely possible that these electromagnetic properties are just a byproduct.
Of the pyramid's shape and materials,
Yeah.
not a deliberate design feature.
Right. Like, what if those granite beams aren't evidence of a giant sonic resonator?
But just, beams holding up the ceiling.
Sure.
We got to keep those other possibilities in mind.
Right.
And I seem to recall the video going even further down the rabbit hole after this point, right?
You're talking about the lost civilization theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, the video definitely goes there.
They point to the erosion patterns on the Sphinx,
Okay.
which some researchers believe are consistent with heavy rainfall.
Possibly dating back to around 9,700 BC.
Okay.
Now, this date is important.
Because it challenges the traditional timeline of Egyptian civilization.
Because if the Sphinx is older than we think, what does that say about who built it and why?
Exactly.
And the video uses this as a jumping off point to suggest
That a massive cataclysm,
yeah,
perhaps a solar flare,
or a comet impact.
could have wiped out a technologically advanced civilization
Uh-huh.
at the end of the last ice age.
This lost civilization, they argue,
Possessed knowledge that was later rediscovered by the ancient Egyptians.
including the secrets of pyramid power.
Okay, now that is some next-level speculation.
Don't get me wrong, I love a good ancient mystery as much as the next person.
But that feels like a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, where's the evidence for this lost civilization?
That's the thing. There isn't any concrete evidence.
Well, the idea of a lost civilization is a popular one.
It's important to remember that correlation doesn't equal causation,
Okay.
just because there are ancient myths about floods and cataclysms.
And we see evidence of those events in the geological record.
Mhm.
It doesn't necessarily mean that a single advanced civilization was wiped out,
It's certainly possible.
but we need much more than speculation to confirm it.
It's like that old saying, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Right.
And right now,
It seems like we're a little light on the evidence side.
I would agree with that, but I think there's still value in exploring these ideas.
Sure.
Even if they turn out to be wrong.
Right.
At the very least, it forces us to question
What we think we know about the past.
and consider alternative possibilities.
I like that.
Even if this video is more fiction than fact, it gets us thinking about lost knowledge,
Right.
the potential of ancient technology.
And maybe even the limits of our current understanding of physics and energy.
Precisely, and who knows?
Maybe someday, years from now,
Someone will uncover a piece of evidence,
a hidden chamber
a lost text.
that completely changes our understanding of the past and its connection to the present.
Okay, now that would be a deep dive.
But until then, it sounds like we need to balance our enthusiasm for these incredible possibilities
Yeah.
with a healthy dose of skepticism.
And critical thinking.
Absolutely.
Well, hey.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through ancient mysteries.
And the potential for lost technology.
Happy to be here.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive into the unknown.
If you enjoyed this episode of While We Were Distracted, be sure to watch the video that inspired it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next episode on While We Were Distracted.